What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Won't You Be My Neighbor. This is our real estate class that we teach live here on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. I'm your host, Brandon from Vegas, but most of you just know me as Brandon Johnson. I'm a local food influencer here in Vegas, and I also happen to be your favorite real estate agent. So today's class is going to be an oldie but goodie. This is class number 353. We taught this one last year over on TikTok Live. I want to bring it here to YouTube so you guys can get a feeling for what it is that we do. And I think this is one of the most important classes that I teach. The biggest fear a lot of people have, is where the money is going to come from real estate, right? They're worried about closing costs. They're worried about, oh, how much is my mortgage going to be? And the big hurdle is the down payment. So today we're going to cover what your down payment is. We're going to cover how much of it you need. And we're going to cover how you can get down payment assistance in any city or any state in America. That's right. A lot of y'all never realize down payment assistance is available for you everywhere. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you leave us a comment. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, all the good stuff. If you have a question watching this video, make sure you leave it in the comment section. I read the comments every day. If I see your question, I will get it answered. If you're watching on YouTube or TikTok, make sure to like and share. Go ahead and smash that screen for us real quick. Let's get into it. All right. So the real estate class is Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific, to be specific. So if you like the podcast and you guys want to tune into our daily real estate class, make sure to hop up on TikTok Live, Brandon from Vegas. I'll put a link in the description below. We do it at 10 a.m. Pacific, so that's 1 p.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. Mountain Time. Before we start with the down payment, let's get into the cost of everything around real estate. In 2021, when the interest rates were 2 to 3%, aka the record lows, the same people who were telling me the prices are too high then are telling me the interest rate is too high now. Do you see? Now that the prices have gone down, they're telling me the interest rate is too high. The goal of telling you this is that there's no perfect time to buy real estate. Do you understand? There's no perfect time to buy real estate. If you're looking for a period where the interest rate is low and the prices are low, you were looking for 2020, right? You were looking for 2020. As you can see, the only time you're going to get both those low interest rates and low prices is when there's a national tragedy or a housing crash or some sort of panic that has people in fear. But you cannot count on those times, nor can you predict them. So it's best to come into with a smart strategy instead of counting on a once-in-a-lifetime event, right? What you guys need to know is as long as the 5-year equity is higher than 5 years of interest, people are borrowing money for free. You understand? So if you're someone with a lot of money, interest rate below 5%, very good for you. You realize that the equity is higher than your interest and you're borrowing the money for free. But for those of you who aren't big time wealthy, right? An interest rate above 5 simply means you're not competing with as many rich people as possible. All right? All right. We're going to scroll down. You guys do not have the rest of these questions. So we are going to dive straight into how to get to the money. Matter of fact, let's put that on the screen. Let's get to the money. Let's get to the money. Let's get to the money. All right. Down payment assistance is available in every single city and state in America. I'm going to show you how to get to it, and I'm going to show you what it does for you by doing the numbers on the screen behind me. I'm going to try to keep this interesting, but as you guys can know, when we get into numbers, it does get a little bit boring, okay? So the first thing you guys want to do is go to HUD.gov. HUD.gov. This is the government website where all down payment assistance is posted online for you. At the very top, you're going to click on the top bar and click your state under state info. I'm going to pull this up for you guys right now so you guys can see that what you're doing and make sure that you guys are at the right place, all right? So you're going to do this, HUD.gov, HUD.gov. The screen's going to look like this, right? It's a government website, so it's got some corny stock photo of some, family that you can't really describe or have never seen before in your life. At the very top up here, you're going to see the word state info. You're going to click on state info, and boom, every single state in the United States will pop up. We're going to click Nevada because that's where I'm from. You go ahead and click whatever state you're looking to move to. So if you're looking to move to Florida, you want to click Florida, right? You don't want to click the state that you're currently living in. You want to click the state that you're looking to move to. Now, if you're in Florida and you want to stay in Florida, click Florida, right? So we're going to click Nevada, right? Oh man, the internet in here is a little bit slow. Don't worry, I'm gonna have Austin edit this out so it looks like we jumped right into the business. Hey, TikTok, is the screen the right way? Is it mirrored or is it backwards on your guys' screen? What are you guys seeing on your end? All right. Well, while we wait for this to load, we're going to go on to number 4. After you guys click on your state, you're going to scroll down to learn about home ownership. You're going to click on learn about home ownership. When you do, it is going to give you every single down payment assistance program that you have available to you. If you're in a place like Texas where there's a bunch of cities, you'll be able to pick each different city and kind of start from there. Austin, the internet's a little dead, so it's not letting me go to Nevada. Also, we're going to have to edit this part out. Yeah, I'm clicking on Nevada and our, oh, there it goes. All right. So we're going to pretend like I'm going to have you edit it so that all that part in between just disappears, okay? So when you click on your state, it'll have your state right here at the top of the page, as you guys can see, right? Nevada for me, right here. Boom. You're going to scroll down. You're going to scroll down. And right here, it even gives you guys local news. HUD awards $450,000 for neighborhood revitalization plan in Las Vegas in 8 communities. So that's a nice word for gentrification. What's that, Austin?
People in your chat, you can't see this. People in your YouTube chat are asking if you've been going live at a different time on TikTok. I don't know if you want to give them the explanation.
Oh no. So on TikTok, I got banned for singing a Lil Wayne song on live. Apparently, you can be half naked on TikTok and you can like say bad words on TikTok, but you can't rap lyrics to bad words on TikTok or they ban you for a week. So that's all, guys. I'll be back next week. I'm just banned. That's all. I'm just banned. All right. So as you guys can see here, it gives you news about your local city and state. So for here, it's telling me in Nevada, they're gentrifying certain areas. They've allocated $7 million. But what you guys are really interested down here is click on learn about home ownership. Okay. Click on learn about home ownership. When you do, you will see an entire list that tells you education. So if you click on this website and you're comfortable reading, this website will teach you a lot of the things that I teach you here on the podcast and on the live. Now, for most of you, watching somebody teach you is more valuable than just reading. But if you're someone who's comfortable just reading, here is all the information you need to know. What you're going to scroll down to is where it says assistance programs. It says assistance programs. Once you click on that, it has every single down payment program available to you. So it has rural housing programs. So if you like living in the country, there's programs out there for you. What we're going to click on is Home is Possible. This is the Nevada grant, and this is the one that we're going to go over today so you guys can see what kind of money is available to you. This is also the part that we're going to edit for a TikTok video so people can see that their down payment is completely free. That is the big TikTok clip for today. So you're going to click through the program. You're going to click Get Started. For those of you in Las Vegas, you're going to go to Home Buyers at the top, and you're going to click on First Time Home Buyers. This is going to skip you past all the ads and all the BS and get you straight to the information that you need. All right. So here is what you get with down payment assistance. All right. As you see, I've already done it on the board for you. We're going to go over every single thing piece by piece so you guys understand what's going on today. All right. So first off, your lender is who qualifies you for down payment assistance when you qualify for the loan. That's the first thing you guys need to know. I, as a real estate agent, do not give you down payment assistance. I do not have that power. Your lender will qualify you for down payment assistance when you qualify for the loan, which means no one's just going to give you $14,000 for free. They won't do that because they know how you guys will spend the money. They know if they give you guys $14,000 for a down payment, you guys will end up only having $4,000 for a down payment. So the only way you get the down payment assistance is if you qualify for the loan. Pretty simple, right? The next thing you will need is a 660 plus credit score. 660 plus. The reason they set the credit score at this level is they're not going to provide down payment assistance to people who are not financially stable. If you cannot maintain a 660 credit score, that's okay. But it also means you're not in a position to buy a home with even more financial credit coming your way. That's just the facts. They don't trust you. They say, if you don't have a 660 credit score, you have not shown yourself. You have not proven to the people who run the world and control the money, you have not proven to them that you are worth risking more of their money on. I'm just putting it bluntly for you guys. I don't want to hurt your feelings, all right? The next thing you guys need to know is you need a 41% debt to income ratio. That means if you make $100,000 a month, I know that's a crazy number, but I want to use $100,000 because it's a nice even number that helps me explain this to you guys. Let's say you make $100,000 a month, or let's say you make $10,000 a month. You cannot have more than $4,000 in monthly debt. By monthly debt, we're not talking about your rent or your medical bills. We mean credit card bills. We mean personal loans. We mean car payments. We mean child support, alimony. You cannot have more than $4,000 in monthly debt to put yourself over 41%. All right? Pretty simple. Quick aside for you guys. It is easier to save money than it is to make more money. This is something I focus on heavily in my classes. To make more money, you have to increase your skills or apply your skills in a new way. That is challenging. To save more money, you just have to stop spending so much money, right? Which one do you think is easier, making more money or saving money? Like, let's be realistic here, okay? The final two requirements for down payment assistance are the house must be under $350,000. Now, that is the number for Las Vegas. In your city or state, it may be higher, it may be lower. So for instance, somewhere in the deep south, the number may be lower. It may be closer to $300,000. Somewhere in San Francisco, the number may be significantly higher because obviously even the cheapest house in San Francisco is like $800,000, right? This is just the numbers for Las Vegas, and you guys need to understand there's a requirement for down payment assistance. No one's going to let you buy a $2 million home and give you down payment assistance on it, all right? Last but not least, you and your spouse must make under a certain amount. The amount in Vegas is $88,000 a year. The truth is, if you're making $90,000 to $100,000 a year in Vegas and you're saving your money correctly, you don't need down payment assistance. You're making enough money to get a house. If you don't have that money, that means you're spending it improperly, and you need to go over your numbers and see where you're wasting your money. All right? Number two, you receive 4% of the loan value for down payment assistance and closing. Here's where we're going to make the TikTok video. So Austin, make sure we clip it right here. Did you know in Nevada, if your house is under $350,000, we can get your down payment for completely free? Can you say free? $0.99 on the cheap ski, on the low, nothing, nada? That's right. I've actually done the numbers for you guys right here. If your house costs $350,000, 1% of that is $3,500. On an FHA loan, that means you need 3.5% down payment. Well, $3,500 represented as 3.5% is $12,250. You got that by multiplying $3,500 times 3.5, right? Your loan value is right here. It's what the house cost, $350,000, versus what your down payment is equals your loan value, right? So take what the house costs, subtract. Austin, we're going to start over. I was boring, so I'm going to try to make this less boring, all right? So cut that shit out, Austin. We're going to make this less boring. Here we go. For TikTok. Did you know in Las Vegas, if your house is under $350,000, we can get your down payment covered for free? Zip, zilch, nada. I'm going to show you how right now. You take a $350,000 house, the FHA payment on that is 3.5% or $12,250. You subtract that from the cost of the house, and it's $337,000, which is your loan value. Well, in Nevada, they are willing to give you 4% of the loan value. Would you guys like to know what 4% looks like? $13,500. Well, if you guys are good at doing math, you will see that they are willing to give you $1,000 more than what your down payment is, completely covering your down payment. So if you haven't gotten a house in Nevada because you're worried about the down payment, well, look, I just showed you how to get it for completely free, for nothing. Make sure you guys reach out. All right? This is what's available to so many of you guys out there. You guys aren't even aware of it. You guys aren't even aware of how much money is out there for you to gain because you haven't taken the time to go out there and check and look. But in every single state in the union, which means all 50 states, there's a down payment assistance program available for you. In some states it's more, in some states it's less, but it's still there. They want you guys in homes. It may not be the perfect dream home you've been looking at, but guess what? If you need down payment assistance, you can't afford that home, right? It's time to be realistic with ourselves. If you're someone who needs down payment assistance, then you're not in the capacity to be a dreamer. You get to dream when you have the money to dream. But if you need help with your down payment, you're someone who just wants to get into a property. And that is what down payment assistance is designed to do. So I'm going to go over it once again, just so you guys have the general outline. Then we'll get you guys in here and start answering some questions. So you're going to go to HUD.gov. That's the government website. You're going to go to state info in the top bar. You're going to click on your state. In this case, I chose Nevada, but you guys click on the state that you want to move to. So if you're in New York and you want to move to Florida, you're going to click Florida, not New York. You're going to scroll down to learn about home ownership, and voila, all the down payment programs are going to be there for you. They're going to have some requirements like your credit score and your debt. They're going to have housing income requirements for the minimum or maximum house you can buy. And then they're going to have some numbers for you guys to go over so you can figure out exactly how much down payment assistance you're getting and what this is going to cover. All right? It's not hard. It is not complicated. It is boring, right? This isn't one of the classes that I can make very fun because truthfully, this is all about facts and numbers. But I hope we educated you guys today. And if down payment is the reason you've been hesitating getting into a house, I don't want it to be that way anymore. You guys need to understand you don't need your entire down payment at once, okay? You guys got to understand you do not need your entire down payment at once. What you will need when you guys get your house is $3,000 to $5,000 for the earnest money deposit, okay? When you guys go to buy your home, you don't need the entire $12,250 all at once. You need $3,000 to $5,000 for the earnest money deposit to hold the house. Then 30 days later, when you close, you can put down the rest of the money. So again, for those of you guys panicking and worried about where the money's come from, you don't. You don't need to put $12,000 down all at once. You put a small amount down up front. We get down payment assistance to cover the rest. And then if we get you enough down payment assistance, they'll give you your earnest money deposit back. So you can put that money right back in your pocket, all right? My name is Brandon from Vegas. Thank you guys for tuning in today. The real estate class is live on TikTok Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific. And then every Friday, we're right back here filming the YouTube live. My guy Austin will have it up on YouTube over the weekend so you guys can catch that out. Make sure you guys check out our 2 previous episodes on how to get pre-qualified and how to start your investment empire. We'll be back next week with my favorite topic, how real estate is just like dating. We'll have Nika back on so we can have a girl perspective on this. And if you guys have any questions, stick around. We're going to pop on the YouTube live and answer the questions on there. So if you guys are watching on any other platform, make sure you guys tune in at the end of the episode. ask your questions. We'll get them answered here on live, and it's going to be a blast. Yeah, make sure you follow the prompt on the screen, like the video, share, comment, all that stuff, you guys. We're going to get this off the ground and make this something special for you. So thank you for your time. I'm Brandon from Vegas. Won't you be my neighbor? Bam. All right, let's answer some questions. Yeah, Austin, I apologize, man. This is going to be one of the ones where we need some editing on this one.
It's all good. It's all good.
Right,
it's kind of what I'm here for.
Right when you walked out of the room, the Nevada thing wouldn't load, so I tried to just fill some time. So
okay.
We'll need to edit that one out.
For sure. All right, we have some questions.
Let's go. Oh, hold on. Let me actually switch. Now we can switch back to that lame-ass Instagram live so they can, they're good at asking questions, too. All right, here we go. All right, let's get to the YouTube live questions. Okay. All right, let's get to the YouTube live questions.
So we have Vic that asks, is it true that a house appreciates and depreciates at the same time over the years? I'm only asking because a home buyer just told me he is finding this out the hard way.
No. Houses do not appreciate and depreciate at an equal rate. If they did, how would houses cost more now than they cost in 1960? Right? With that methodology, with that ideology, with that line of thinking, if a house is $60,000, it's going to stay $60,000 forever because it'll go up, then it'll go down. It doesn't work that way. Houses appreciate at a significantly greater value than they depreciate, and we have numbers to show this consistently. Houses rarely depreciate in value, if ever. What you guys need to understand is you're not buying the house in real estate. The house isn't what's valuable. It's the land beneath the house that's valuable, which means the only way for your house to depreciate in value is if your city depreciates in value. Let me give you an example. Detroit, Michigan used to be one of the thriving cities in America. That is the land where they were building cars. Cars were the future, right? Cars were the big tech of their time. Well, guess what happened when the car industry moved out of Detroit? Detroit became significantly less valuable. So the houses in Detroit didn't get worse. The land in Detroit became less valuable. Do you understand? Houses, it's not about the housing, it's about the land. And the reason real estate is so valuable is because when you get a title to the land appreciates in value. Why? Because there's less land and more people every day, making it a valuable commodity. I know that was a long-winded answer, but, I wanted to tell you the truth.
All right, so Vic has another question. It says, is the house appreciation and gaining that 5% equity a year the same thing?
Yes. So your house doesn't gain 5% equity every year. Over a 5-year period, your house will gain 5% equity per year. Let me explain. Some years, your house may go up 20%. Let me show you. If you bought a house, perfect example, we just closed on a house. We just closed on a house yesterday. So round of applause for me. The rest of the houses in the neighborhood were $350,000 to $360,000. Okay. Well, someone bought one of the houses last year and they remodeled the hell out of it. Brand new floors, brand new walls. I mean, some real high quality house flipping kind of shit. Okay. They listed the house for $450,000. $450,000, right? We ended up getting it for $400,000. That means they raised the value of the neighborhood by $40,000 in one sale. Do you guys understand? Every house in that neighborhood that's the same size as ours is now worth $400,000. So your house appreciates in value because people flip houses. They remodel houses. We have periods like 2021 where people have a shit ton of money to spend because the interest rates are low. Do you understand? Your house jumps up tremendous value, and then it dips a little when the market cools off, and then it jumps up tremendous value. That is how the real estate market goes. You have significant jumps, then it dips a little, and then it grows back up.
Okay, so I have a question, and this is pertaining directly to the class today with down payment assistance. I heard from some people, like, there's classes you can take that, like, qualify for the same. I don't know if it's the same thing as just applying.
It is. Typically, they're not going to give you guys money without making you jump through a few hoops. So with the Nevada Down Payment Assistance Program, you will have to take a home buyer education class. You take it all online. It's basically like a 3-hour class. You answer some questions to prove that you took the class. They just want to make sure you guys are educated and properly trained before
So that way it's CYA. So that way they're not, oh, well, we gave you all the information you needed.
Yes, it's a cover your ass kind of thing. They can say, hey, listen, you bought the house. We gave you the education needed to buy the house. You have no excuses for not making your payments and, getting this done. If you guys have any questions on Instagram, make sure you guys throw them at me. I know you probably don't because you guys are a weird ass platform, but just in case there's somebody out there that wants to learn today, we're taking questions on Instagram Live too.
So Vic has taken great advantage of being here on the YouTube Live and asking questions. She says again, here in Massachusetts, there are a lot of multifamily homes. Would it be wise to buy a multifamily with the VA loan and rent out the other units while we live in one in the first year?
Oh, hell yeah. So
house hacking.
So typically VA loans are not used to purchase multifamily homes simply because a VA loan has a lot of requirements in terms of the appraisal and the inspection. The VA is the VA gives you a great loan, but they're very specific on the house you're buying. The VA does not want to give a loan for a piece of crap house, long story short. So if your multifamily passes the VA inspection and then passes the VA appraisal, you can totally buy a multifamily with it. But understand you're coming in with a very strict inspection and appraisal, and if it doesn't pass, then the VA will not give you the money for it.
So then a follow-up to that is VA or USDA loan?
USDA loans are loans designed to put people in areas where the U.S. government isn't making enough tax money. That's just...
I did not know that. I thought it was just to get more people in rural areas.
What do you think they mean by rural areas? Places they're not getting enough tax
because
money.
they're not metropolitans with people paying taxes.
Exactly. The government doesn't give a crap about you moving to a rural area. They're not making enough taxes in that count. Think about it when a king would give land to his dukes and his barons, right? Some barons got London. They got a really profitable piece of land that it was easy to make money off of and turn money. Some barons, some lords got a shitty piece of land, right? Where maybe the farming wasn't so great. They didn't have access to water, right? And that's what the USDA loan is. It's the government trying to make more tax money from an area where people aren't currently living.
So they do that by giving you better loan rates.
They give you a no down payment loan.
Oh, right.
Well, the best example I can give you guys is this. The VA loan has 0 down payment. But think about what veterans have to do to get that loan. They have to give their time, their service, their bodies, their lives. Why are you getting a USDA loan with 0 down payment? What are you giving the government? Right?
Right.
That's the question you have to ask yourself. Veterans had to give their lives, their time, their service to get that loan. What are you giving the government to get a USDA loan with no down payment? That's a great TikTok clip, by the way. We're gonna clip
mark
that one for TikTok, bro.
I will
That's
mark
hot.
that.
That's hot, right? What are you? I can say it all serious too. Like, what are you giving the government to get this loan? All the conspiracy theorists, people can hop on that shit.
I'm gonna have to bring you on my show now just to talk about that.
Bizarre junkies, let's go. Is it just Vic on the live? Because
No. We have more questions now.
Oh, ask away.
So Kabura, please let me know if I said that correct. Wants to know: would you suggest an NACA program?
I don't deal with NACA. I never have. I never will. No offense. I just don't trust the government that much. So anything that the government promises in terms of helping a specific group of people, they have no interest in helping a specific group of people. I think we have enough evidence to prove that. So I haven't worked with NACA and I never will.
Next question is, would you suggest a multifamily unit in Clark County?
Multifamily units in Clark County can make money, but you need to understand where you're buying them. They're typically in the northeast of Las Vegas. They're older areas without much commercial land around it. Most people renting from you are going to be working downtown or working the strip or something like that, and they need closeness and proximity. Those multifamilies were built in the 60s and 70s and 80s. They need work. If you're willing to put the money in and bring them up to standard and not be a slumlord, then yeah, there's some money there, but you need to understand what it is you're buying into.
Okay, next question. Not sure if you're going to be able to answer this because you're not. You're in Vegas. You're Brandon from Vegas, not Brandon from Cape Cod.
Sure, but I can help.
Do you think it's worth buying a first-time home in a pricier area like Cape Cod in the long run as a future investment property?
Sure. The goal when you guys are home buying, and to the people watching on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, you guys need to. This is another great TikTok clip. So go ahead and take this one. All right, I'm gonna get real serious. All right. The number one thing when you're buying real estate that you need to know is location, location, location. The question people aren't asking themselves is, what makes a good location? And the answer is simple. Will your house be worth more money a year from now than it is now? Right? That's when you're talking about a great location, that's what you're talking about. So the best advice I have for anybody buying their first home or their first investment home is this. You want to buy the least expensive home in the most expensive neighborhood possible. In Vegas, you're talking about Summerlin or Green Valley, but whatever city you're in, everybody knows where the nice houses are. Everybody knows where the nice schools, the nice suburbs are. You want to find the most expensive neighborhood and try to buy the cheapest house in it. Why? Because your neighbors will bring up the value of your home for you. You don't have to do anything other than sit in your home and watch your wealthy neighbors make the neighborhood more expensive for you.
Perfect. I have another question for you.
Ask away.
So when I'm looking at, and I asked this last week with the lender that was here.
Yep.
Does it help my case if I get a huge pay increase from the same job, but when I'm applying for, let's just say 2 months from now, I get jumped up from $35,000 to $75,000.
Okay.
2 months after that, I apply for a mortgage.
Yeah.
And I've been in this industry and at this job for 2 years. Does it look better if I get I mean, obviously, like I can afford more house now, but.
Yes. So that's one of the big reasons why you need 2 years of the same profession to qualify for a loan, right? Lenders understand that sometimes people get promoted. They understand that sometimes you get a better job. They get that. Getting a better job isn't the issue. It's when your job gets worse, right? Because if you've been working, okay, I use the McDonald's theory. If you've been at McDonald's for 2 years and you started cleaning lettuce or chopping fries, you went to the cashier after that. Then from there, you went to assistant manager. They don't send you from cashier back to chopping fries. That's not how it goes. When you're in a profession for 2 years, you're expected to see continuous growth in your income. You're not designed to go backwards. So you making more money, that wouldn't change anything at all. They would say, oh, you're making more money? Great. You're qualified for a bigger house. It wouldn't hinder you or start the process over whatsoever.
Perfect. We have another question. This seems more like an episode suggestion, which is great, but they said, can you do an episode on gentrification and your thoughts on it and how you handle it in your career?
Oh, yeah. You guys hear the word gentrification, and the connotation for most of you is racism. Oh, no, they're taking houses from minorities and they're making them white. The truth is, to gentrify any area, the community in that area has to sell the area out. No one can come just take the houses. You, the community, have to sell it to these people who are gentrifying it. And the truth is, you guys have no problem selling out your neighborhoods. We do this thing where we pretend we care about our little minority neighborhoods. We don't. We sell them the first chance that we get. That's why gentrification is so damn easy. They come in, they say, hey, here's $3.6 million for your whole area. And they have town hall meetings where you get to discuss and vote on this. No one shows up to the town hall meetings because no one cares about local politics, because no one genuinely cares about these local areas. We only pretend to care when it's a wealthy person coming to buy it, and then we scream gentrification, but we don't care. Guess what? I was in Fremont Street before they gentrified it. Y'all weren't coming there to party and spend your money. Y'all weren't flying into Vegas to come to Fremont Street. You weren't. You were scared. It was gross. It made you nervous. Now they gentrified it. They put a bunch of trendy bars and eateries down there, and it's awesome. And you guys come and spend your money, and you eat good food, and you have a good time. So personally, it's made Vegas a shit ton of money. I got no problem with it. And if people do have a problem with it, you know what you should do? Start going to your town hall meetings, start going to your community meetings, and vote. And vote. Don't just vote for the president that doesn't mean anything to you. Go to your local town hall meetings, go to your local community meetings, share your voice, stand up and be proud. Don't try to pretend you care once they already buy the property, because by then it's too late.
Perfect. Okay, so next question says, if you currently have no debt, do lenders still look at debt to income ratio because of the new mortgage debt you're going to bring on?
if you have no debt, your debt to income ratio is 0. But it is very rare to have no debt. That means you have no car payment, no student loans, no credit card debt, no personal loans, no old medical bills. You have nothing. On a month to month, that means every time you get your paycheck, 100% of the money minus taxes goes in your bank account. It goes nowhere else, right? Like if you do have 0% debt, it is so easy to qualify you for a loan. It's a joke.
Okay, so this is not sure if it's entirely a question, but I think it's good information to talk about. New building loans. What kind of restrictions can you use it with a multifamily unit?
Repeat the question again.
So, like I said, I don't know if it's a full question, but the full statement says, "I've been following you, and you have talked about new building loans. What kind of restrictions can you use it for with a multifamily unit?"
There are no new build multifamilies. You guys, they're not building multifamilies anymore. God, this is going to get into a deep conversation. There's no new build multifamilies because they'd rather build gigantic stadiums and buildings so that nobody can live there ever again. They don't want to create more housing for you guys. They want you crammed into tiny apartments so you're miserable and sick and die. They don't want you owning homes. And multifamily provides 4 homes. Multifamily provides homes for 4 people. They don't want that. They don't want that. So there are no new build multifamilies in most cities and states in America. It just doesn't exist. So don't worry about that.
Would you say, and we can cut this, would you say we're in a renter's America now?
Yeah, they made it pretty clear. Look at the 2016 World Economic Forum. One of the ideas proposed is that you and your children by 2030 would rent everything. You'd rent your car. You would rent your bike. You would rent your home. No one will own anything and they will like it. You can Google everything I'm saying here, right? And it makes sense. People don't like responsibility. People don't. They yell about things on social media, but it's much like gentrification. People like yelling about problems, but they don't like taking responsibility for them. So rent gives people an easy way out of responsibility. Hey, why learn how to fix my sink or fix the plumbing or do anything? I can just call some, maintenance guy and he'll come do it for me. It's convenient, So yeah, Renter America is a real thing. You're already seeing it happen right now before your eyes.
But not if you talk to our boy Brandon from Vegas, right?
But not if you talk to the boy Brandon from Vegas. I can help you from becoming a lifetime renter. All you got to do is watch the podcast. I teach it for free. All
right, next question. Would you suggest a new build or a fixer-upper house for a first-time home buyer?
Both. You guys, there's no perfect answer for anybody. Anybody who tells you differently is lying to you. Everybody's situation is going to be different. So let me give you an example. Are you handy? Are you able to paint, build things? Like, are you in construction? If so, you should build a fixer-upper. Why? Because you can do the work and the labor yourself. You probably know people who can get you the materials for cheap, so you can save money.
I just want to add on, like you said earlier, it's easier to save money than it is to make more money.
It is save money. You guys, why do you think houses were cheaper in the 50s and 60s? It's because your grandparents knew how to build a fucking home. They didn't need someone to build their home for them. You guys are 100% dependent on someone building your home for you. You guys don't know how to lay drywall. You don't know how to lay concrete. You don't know how to frame a door. You don't know how to build a roof. You don't know how to build anything. So you need someone to do every single thing for you. Well, the more skills you have, the cheaper house you can buy. Does that make sense? The more skills you have, the cheaper the house you can get. So if you have 0 skills, buy a new build. They've done everything for you. The house is brand new. You don't need to fix anything. Just pay for the new build. There's a ton of incentives right now because we're in a buyer's market. If you're someone with a lot of skills, go ahead and buy a fixer-upper. Fix the house yourself. You have the skills to do it.
All right, next question says, only thing expensive I pay for is an apartment, but it's not being reported on my credit. Does that count as debt?
No, your guys' rent does not count towards debt. This is a big mistake people make. Your rent is not a debt. The second you have a mortgage, you're going to move your rental payment into a mortgage payment. So it's the same thing for a lender. They don't care.
Yeah, and it might even be lesser of a mortgage payment than a rent payment.
Sure. If you're paying over $2,000 in rent for an apartment or a rental, you can afford a mortgage. If you can manage $2,000 a month, you can manage a mortgage.
So that's the thing I see all over TikTok is people are like, yeah, I just went to the bank and they told me I can't afford $700 a month mortgage, but I can afford $2,000 a month rent.
That's bullshit. That's things people put on TikTok to scare you guys
and they
away.
didn't say, oh, but I really have 65% DTI.
Yeah, no. This is why rentals are stupid, you guys. Rentals don't check your finances. Think about that. Rentals don't check your finances. They go, do you have a credit score at this number? Yeah. Do you have first and last month's payments? Yeah. Man, here's the truth. You don't even need to have a good credit score. I used to do rental properties. I used to help people find rentals. Bro, if you have enough cash, they don't give a shit about your credit score. If I call a property manager and I go, hey, we got 4 months of rent that we'll pay up front, they will get you in that goddamn rental.
They won't even run your credit.
They won't even run your credit. Do you know how many? I can say it now because I'm not in that industry anymore. Do you know how many times I just straight up called the agent and I was like, listen, don't run my guy's credit. Don't do a background check. Here's 6 months up front. Just put him in the home. You understand? That's some shit you could not get away with buying a home. Because when you buy a home, your financials actually matter because you're making money off of the home. When you're renting a property, there's no money being exchanged. The only person making money is the landlord. That's why they don't give a shit about your background. If you can't afford the payment, they're just going to kick you the hell out of the rental and replace you with somebody else.
I believe that is it for questions, Brandon.
All right, guys. I will see you guys next Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific.